So for today's makeup, I'm going to be using two palettes. The first one, well, it doesn't really matter what order, but I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just going to be using one shade, that one right there. And then I'm also going to be using the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette. Looks like this. What I'm going to do is take this little small detailed brush and Love Letter from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's going to be this one. And I'm going to use this to cut my crease.
And as you all know, cut crease, doing these steps does not have to be perfect the first time, because you can always go back in with concealer to clean it up. So I'm just going to start taking a brush and just blending that in. And then I'm going to take this little
Morphe B42 brush and really sit it in my crease and just blend. And this look is going to consist of a lot of blending, going back in with the little brush blending, so it's okay if it's not blended out the first time. Like I said, you're going to keep going back and forth. So the next shade I'm going to be taking is from the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette, and this is called Russet. Russet, I have no idea. Please forgive me. And I'm just going to be taking this, just dabbing it, and same thing, sitting it above my crease, but I am going to hold it slightly upwards so that way it can start transitioning up. So once again, I'm going to go back in with Love Letter. Same step, just dab it in the crease. Just once will do. And then go back in with a little brush, no additional product, and just blend it upwards. To help blend it upwards, I'm going to be taking this Sigma E39. It's the Buff and Blend brush, and it's really like dense, so I'm going to be taking Cinnamon, which is this warm shade right here, just barely tapping it in because I don't want too much product. This is just supposed to help me transition upwards so it's not so dark the whole way. And once again, hold it upwards.
I'm holding it upwards, and I'm just going to be doing the same thing.
And as you can see, the colors from before have faded. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, go back in with Love Letter, and just run it along. And just because this is one of those looks where it looks really ugly at first, or it looks like it's not going well, but just keep going, keep doing the steps over and over again, and then it will turn out pretty. That's what I was experiencing today. So just going back in with a little brush. So at this point, it's possible that it might start looking like, it doesn't look that cute, but now I'm going to go in with some concealer and I'm going to clean it. And for this, I'm just going to be taking a Smashbox Precision Concealer brush. It looks like this.
You also want to apply this all over the lid to act as a base for the shadow that. I'm also applying this all over my lid to act as a base for the shadow that I'm going to be putting on afterwards.
And then now I'm just going to be putting the lid shade on. And it is from the Sigma palette. It's called Oyster Sand. It's this one right here. It looks as if it's white, but it's very like iridescent. Reminds me of an oyster. I think that's probably how they got the name. And to apply this, I'm going to be using a Sigma medium sweeper. It's an E55 brush. And I'm first going to wet my brush with some NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. Just because otherwise it won't come off as iridescent as it's supposed to.
I'm just going to dab it on my lid.
So now that I have that, I'm going to do liner, and I'm just using the e.l.f. cream liner in black. And I'm using it with a Morphe B45. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Oyster Sand, that same shade I used for the lid, and I'm just going to use a little brush like this. This is a Smashbox Arst liner brush. It's number 21. And I'm going to wet my brush once again with the NYX, or you can use anything you have. I'm going to apply it right over that black, but just before the wing starts. I don't want the full thing to be there. And you technically could just use purple eyeliner, but I found out that our pig ate mine, so I couldn't use it. So just like that, and then I will go in with some liquid liner on the wing just to help darken it up, but I will do that off camera because I don't want to mess it up. Really quickly, I did the eyeliner, and then for that I used the Sigma Line Ace. Yeah, that's what it's called. And then for lashes, I'm going to be using the Blvdbeauty lashes in Glamourazzi, and I will have a discount code for you guys. I'll have it listed down below along with all of the Sigma products. So now moving on to my face, I'm going to be using a product that I just bought. I don't have an exact answer for you yet, so I guess this is kind of like a first impressions because I only used it once. That was yesterday. But I'm going to be using this. This is the NYC, I guess it wouldn't be a first impression because I already used it, but first impression on video because I didn't film anything yesterday. But I'm going to be using the NYC Smooth Skin Perfecting Primer. When I wore it yesterday, the only thing I find weird is it kind of has like a sheen to it. I didn't know if it was going to make me look dewy. It doesn't say for, you know, dry or oily skin. All it says is it's shade 684 and it evens out your skin tone. I didn't even notice there was different shades, but so far, I mean, I can't complain. Last night at around 2 o'clock, I looked in the mirror and I mean, my makeup did look a little weird, but it was 2 o'clock, you know, and I applied it at, I think, 4. So I wouldn't, and like I said, I don't know if it's the foundation that did it or the primer, but I'm still using these, so I'll use the same stuff I did yesterday for here, and then if you want to know how that was, just ask me because I will forget how I liked it. And I also want to mention that if I'm talking a little weird, if it looks like this side is not moving that much, I bit my cheek, like right here in between my teeth, and I think I did it in my sleep, so it really hurts to for my teeth to touch it, and it's hard to eat, fortunately. But yeah, just in case if I sound weird or if this side looks fat, I haven't noticed it, but I actually kind of do see a little bit, but that's why I'll be sounding weird. But I did also mix a little bit of this primer with the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I just really like the e.l.f. one, so just barely, just like that. And I'm just going to see, it's like a lot, but I probably still even got a lot. So right now, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it makes it look a little shiny. But I don't know if it's because I'm already kind of oily and it's evening it out. I have no idea. And just a little bit of the e.l.f. one on my cheeks. And you also do want to make sure that after you do your eyeshadow, you use like a makeup wipe to clean up underneath. Otherwise, it's going to just move the eyeshadow that fell. I'm looking at a mirror down there to make sure I'm in frame, so I'm not looking exactly at the camera. That's why. So what I'm going to be doing is just use it's the Rimme Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation, and I got it in 200 Soft Beige. It says it's a lightweight shine control, so I need that because I'm oily. And I did use a lot of product. A little goes a long way, so it's better to have little product and build it up as opposed to having just like a whole bunch on your face. But I'm going to just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I start off with just that much because, like I said, a little goes a long way. And then I'm just going to start patting it on my face. I am looking for a new concealer. I've been using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer for years now, and I do like the NYX ones, the HD Photogenic concealer, I think, but I would like to try a new one, so if you recommend one, please let me know. Dad, Serena went to go eat. She wanted me to tell you. And then before I set my face, I'm going to be doing concealer real quickly. And I'm going to be using the NYX HD concealer. And then I am also just using the Real Techniques complexion sponge. To bake and to set my face, I'm going to be using the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. So just like that, and then I'm going to be using the e.l.f. powder brush with the same powder and just setting my face with it. And I am going to pat it on to help it really get into my skin as opposed to just sitting on top of it. I'm not going to use a liquid to contour. I'm just going to go straight into powder. And for that, I'm going to be using a few things. I'm going to be using the Ciate Star Island bronzer. And then I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals the High Dive bronzer. So these two. I'm going to first go in with the Star Island to just bronze up, and then I'm going to go in with the High Dive to really get a sharp contour. So I'm going to be taking this brush. This is a Coastal Suns. I believe it's a blush brush, but really you can use any brush that you have. Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and with the High Dive I'm going to just concentrate this on in my cheekbones.
You know, we go in with that first brush and just blend everything out so it's not too harsh.
And then before I do like the blush and all that, I'm going to just contour underneath my cheekbones. I'm going to bake underneath my contour. And I'm just going to be using the Airspun Loose Face Powder. And then the same sponge that I've been using. I notice I keep looking down. I'm really sorry if that's annoying you throughout the video, but I just want to make sure I'm in frame, so I find myself talking to the mirror instead of to the camera, so I'm really sorry. I'm going to try and work on that. Loop up right here. And the reason I'm doing this is to really, so you know how you like do your apples of your cheeks? So it goes like that. I'm really trying to concentrate on making that look permanent, so that way I don't have to do that. You don't have to, I just like the way it looks. But next I'm going to take the Ciate London Seaside Park Sunkissed Bronzer and Skin Brightening Blush. It's a little broken, but it just looks like this. And it comes out, that's why I'm holding it. And then I'm just going to take good old blush brush. This is Smashbox blush brush, obviously. And then for my highlight, as you all know, I use the same thing every time because I just can't get enough of it. But today I'm also going to be mixing it with, so I'm going to be taking, I think it's called Sand from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette, and then my beloved City Colors Highlight Trio. Thank you, Alexis, for giving this to me. I love it, so I love you even more. I'm going to use the e.l.f. blush brush for this. It's like a tapered brush, but I'm going to be using just this fan brush from Smashbox. But I am also going to be wetting my brush. This is the City Colors highlight, by the way, that I'm going over. Kohl liner, and this is from Ciate London. It is the Olivia Palermo edition, or collection. And this is in the shade Fig. It is purple, and I'm just going to run this along the lower lash line as well as in the water. But before I put it on the waterline, I'm just going to use the other half of it. It's just a little angled brush, and I'm going to buff it out. And the thing I love about this liner is that it's so creamy and it's easy to blend. It doesn't dry like some liners do, where it just becomes like a line. It's really creamy. I love it. And they do have it in black. That's my favorite one to put in my waterline. So I'm just going to run it on the waterline. And then I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to go back in with the little Morphe brush that I used in the beginning with the shade Bassett on it, but this time I did clean it off on a rag. I'm going to go in with Cinnamon, like this orangey shade that we used up here, and I'm just going to use that underneath that purple kohl liner. For my inner corner highlight, I am going to take this NYX gold liner. I'm not going to put a lot because I do not want gold glitter, but this is just going to have some glitter up here, as well as create a base for the shadow I'm going to apply, just so it's a lot more pigmented. And you do not even have to do this. I just was playing around. I saw the glitter. I wanted to use it. So yeah, so now I'm just going to take the highlight trio that I used for my highlight and just apply it right over that. And then I just go back in with that brush and just help blend everything out so there's not that harsh of a line. And then to set my face, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild setting spray. It's a photo focus setting spray. So what I do is I just pull my hand back. And I use a lot of it. This is like 2 to 4, but I use like 6 to 8 sprays. Okay, so this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I actually sat down and talked through the video, so if you would like me to do more of those, just let me know, and also let me know what other kind of looks you'd like to see. I know Halloween is coming up, so if you have any ideas of what you would like me to try and create for you, just leave them down below. I have a few discount codes that I'll also leave down below. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say. I just want to thank you guys for sticking around. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and I just want to thank you for still being there, if you still are here, and also for those who follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I love you guys, especially I love doing the Get Ready With Me, which if you would also like to be a part of that, I'll leave all my social media down below. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.